Hi guys, welcome back to another Bee Swarm Simulator video. Now in today's video I'll be doing a bit of a guide on honeysuckles, how to get them, and a bit later I'll be telling you how I use them to do Honeybee's Beesmas quest, as well as my opinion on the difficulty of the quest, because I know there's a bit of a debate on whether or not it's too hard. But I'll assure you that my tips will work, considering I have beaten the quest, which is quite an achievement for most players at the moment, especially this early on into Beesmas. So, first of all, I'm going to hand in the quest. That was my other quest. Those are certainly some rewards. They're not, like, the greatest, but, like, they're still somewhat okay. But, yeah. Okay, so first of all, for honeysuckles. The first way you can get some honeysuckles is by using Dapper Bear's Samovar. Over here, right next to Dapper Bear's shop near Stumpfield. Now you've got to complete Dapper Bear's Beesmas quest to be able to use this. But if you're up to the point in doing honeysuckles for Honeybee, I'm pretty sure you've already done Dapper Bear's quest. Now, every time you use it, it gives you how many of the times you've used it before that use, plus 3 honeysuckles. So, in this footage you're seeing, it says, as I use it, you've used it 24 times before, so add 3, that's 27, and I collect them, and it's 27. Now, another good way to get honeysuckles is Winter Memory Match. Now, with Winter Memory Match, you can get honeysuckles in stacks of 15. So as you can see in this memory match, after I completed it, you can see at the bottom, there's some stacks of 15 honeysuckles. So you could get a match of 15 honeysuckles from that. It's also a good source. And the final source that I use is from planters, specifically the Blue Clay Planter. Now, the Blue Clay Planter gives extra honeysuckles, and there's also fields that give extra honeysuckles, those being Rose Field, Sunflower Field, and Blue Flower Field. Now, at the moment, my planters haven't grown, so let's fast forward to when they have. Okay, as you can see here, the planters have now grown. Now we have the Tacky Planter in Sunflower Field, which is one of the 3 fields I mentioned. We also got this Blue Clay Planter in Rose Field, so let's first open this Tacky Planter. So, as you can see, it didn't drop any honeysuckles, unfortunately, but that's because it really isn't guaranteed if you're using something other than a Blue Clay Planter in these 3 fields. See, if you use the Blue Clay Planter, get a bunch of honeysuckles. So let's see how many we get. And as you can see, we've got 16, which is a pretty good amount. Okay, finally, for how I use honeysuckles. Now, the first thing you need to know is that honeysuckles don't just work by having a full backpack. If your backpack's already full and they come off cooldown, they won't activate. Basically, honeysuckles only activate when you go from having space left in your bag for more pollen still, collecting, and then you go to full. At that point, that's when a honeysuckle can activate. If you're already full, then it won't be able to activate unless you convert to below full, and then collect more pollen to hit full again. So you can't just sit with a full backpack and AFK honeysuckles like that. You have to make sure that you're going below full, and then hitting full again and again. Now, my strategy is going to Stumpfield, because it's the one I collect most in, and I basically just collect until I get my first honeysuckle activation, and then after that it will take me to a little bit below full, and then I basically focus on collecting falling Beesmas lights, standing in honey and festive marks, and hopefully my diamond drain activating if there's a bunch of blue tokens still left on the field after I hit full, so I can stay below full until my 30 seconds has passed on the honeysuckle cooldown, so I can use another one. But eventually that just stops working. It's not entirely reliable, so I just quickly go back to the hive, convert a tiny bit of my thing. Also, by the way, if your backpack has a larger capacity outside the field than in it, then usually, even when you convert a bit of your backpack, you're still bigger than what your backpack should be holding, and if you leave your conversion, pollen won't go back in. So you can lose a bit of pollen really quick by having just a few bees. Just quickly take a bit of pollen out of your bag, and then leave, and then they won't put the pollen back in. So you'll, and if since you should be at max for what your field is, then you will be a little bit below max, so you can go back to the field, and by the time you went to your hive and back, it should be roughly 30 seconds, 20-30 seconds, so you should be able to activate another honeysuckle like that. So that was basically the strategy I was using. And now finally, my opinion on the difficulty of the quest. Now, personally, I think the quest is actually a really, really good difficulty, which may surprise a bunch of people, because if you think about it, first of all, conversion links, all 3 hives can do that. Red hives have Scorching Star that can convert with the conversion links that you get while Scorching Star is active, as well as converting at the hive, because the conversion links from converting at the hive do count towards the quest, and that's mainly where blues come from converting huge balloons, and white gets conversion links from their honey marks on the field. So conversion links are fine. Now, honey gift tokens, on the other hand, are a bit more problematic because you really don't get that many unless you're like got a lot of honey gift producers. Now, blue, they usually have a honey and a diamond bee. Honey bee is something that blue is using a lot more now, especially that there's a lot of new ways that blue can generate honey tokens. White should have a honey bee anyways, and then red, which usually doesn't have it, you may as well put in a diamond bee to do the quest, like a gifted diamond bee, because it gives convert rate, which helps your conversion links from Scorching Star. So I think that's actually a good bee to have in your hive as red. I'm not sure if pro red players use gifted diamond bee or not, but at least you can sub it in and it'll still give a bit of use to your red hive while you're getting honey gift tokens from it. And now finally, the big thing about the difficulty is the honeysuckles. And I think that the difficulty, well, not the real difficulty of getting them, but more the time it takes to get them, is actually set well, because if you think about it, we're still waiting for Beesmas Part 2, and we're going to be waiting for a good while still, because Onnit still hasn't even started testing the new gear, like the new backpacks and sprinklers. Well, at least not on the test room, like he says he's probably going to. So, we've got to do honeybee, so we've got a lot of time to kill, and honeybee's quest is the perfect thing to take up that time, as well as doing your legendary puff shrooms for Gummy Bear, although I've already done that, as you would have seen on me opening Gift Box 13 and getting Festive Wreath. And we've also, once the Part 2 comes out, we'll probably also be getting the new quest for the new Cub Buddy from Bee Bear, but you have to complete those first before you can even do Bubble Bee Man, and you don't really need to do Honeybee until you need to do Bubble Bee Man. So if you've got Honeybee, which the quest will be spanning from now all the way until Part 2 is released, and then a bit more for doing Bee Bear's quests to get up to Bubble Bee Man. And if you're really dedicated and you're going for Bubble Bee Man, you have enough time, and if you're not, you'll definitely have enough time to get it done by the end of Beesmas, if you play enough. If you're like playing like 1 hour a day, I'm not sure if you'll be able to do it. Well, you might be able to, because I'd say that, personally, for me, Honeybee is going to take most players 15 to 20 hours or more to complete of doing nothing but honeysuckles, like just focusing honeysuckles, so that's going to take a lot of time. But if you just spread that out over Beesmas, or until Beesmas Part 2, you should be able to get it done as long as you like fit it in between doing just other stuff. So it should be fine. So yeah, that's about it. That's all I have to say about Honeybee's quests. And yeah, I've beaten it now. I've got 14 out of 15 complete. I've got Honey Wreath over here, now finished off. And I've helped 14 out of 15 people. I just need to help Bubble Bee Man once his quest comes out. So if you enjoyed this type of guide video, make sure to like and subscribe, and also comment in comments below if there's any more guides that you'd like. Now, I probably won't be able to do any like mid-game guides because I'm not mid-game anymore, and I sort of forget what you should be prioritizing exactly as mid-game. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.